the times and stations that all the games will be on next Friday night and all day Saturday.
Number 3 that time got called pushing under the basket. Bennett Wilson, the 5'9" sophomore, trying to box out, got a little too aggressive.
And George Howard coming up with a loose ball. Howard tries to send it over. And that was a dangerous pass through traffic. But his teammate was able to hold it, and he got knocked to the floor.
I tell you what, if number 10 there are all hair guys, if George Howard isn't on the football team at Lee Central, I'd have a stern talking to with somebody over there, that building. That kid's put together like a sure enough strong side linebacker.
Howard pounds it on the floor and hit it off the side of the backboard, but he was fouled, so it looks like foul shots coming up here for big George Howard. Listed at 6'1", Stacy, but he's got that linebacker build,
yes,
man.
Sir.
He's got big shoulders.
Yes, sir.
He's got really nice hair, too.
Yes, no doubt about it. For real. Captain of the hair team so far. So you got to come hard to take that title from him, too. Get those free throws together, but 17-10. We talked about Newberry averaging about 96 per game. Lee Central's defense has done their part because Newberry is nowhere near their scoring average pace right now.
More subs for Newberry. Chad Carey really utilizing his bench early in this game. Newberry wants to play up tempo, and they're going to get a lot of kids in the game. Pull-up jumper from the foul line. Yes, twine time for number 3, Bennett Wilson.
With a hand in his face, too. Just good concentration.
And he hit nothing but net on that pull-up jumper.
Newberry picking up the pace on defense now, trying to force the tempo, and it's working.
They create the turnover. Jalen Alexander jumps and lays it off. That ball loose on the floor. George Howard on the floor after it. And he'll get it off to Moses. Quickly ahead to Walter Hill and another Stallions bucket.
Jakeem Wilson, that's twice he's made a baseline move on the break. Get the ball up and in.
Rejected on the inside by Moses, and the ball hit the end line out of bounds. It'll remain Newberry's basketball. That's Walter Hill, 6'2", getting back on that back line to defend the goal. Sorry, that was Moses, 5'11", and there's a 3.
That's 42 right there for Newberry, making that shot. Trey Miller with the tray, the sophomore.
Trey Miller hit 32 threes on the season coming into this game. With a name like Trey, obviously you're going to be a
better get the threes up.
Three-point shooter, right. 20-15 Lee Central. And another takeaway by Newberry. Bennett Wilson's got it. Wilson had it poked away, picked up by the Bulldogs and rejected on the inside, but cleaned up by number 14, Kaheem Prelo.
Second block in a row down the court by Shaquille Moses, but good cleanup by Prelo.
Now we go the other way with the Stallions driving in, and the Newberry crowd felt like Lee Central was bailed out right there. It'll be the Stallions, Tykeem Wilson going to the line, and here's that offensive rebound and the put in by Kaheem Prelo. Actually picked up the block shot and put it in.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's been around. He hangs around the rim, though. That's his third basket right there, point-blank range, but he's strong, good hands, and he's going to get those kind of garbage points. Look at the crowd right there.
There's Newberry fans there. Newberry students.
Yes, sir.
All likelihood.
No doubt about it. Almost a Midlands team, just outside of the Midlands area, I would guess.
Second shot rims out and a rebound for Notorious Booker.
That's a nice name there.
Three-pointer, Newberry, air ball. Right to 31, Jalen Lindsay. But Newberry unable to score, and the Stallions have it once again. The pass deflected. The ref had to move quickly to get out of the way of that free ball on the sideline. Laverne Knox in the bright yellow tie and the yellow handkerchief, the head coach of the Lee Central Stallions.
He's trying to sport a little black and gold there for Lee Central.
That's right, wearing the team colors.
Yes, sir. Dapper Coach Knox.
We mentioned that Lee Central lost to Keenan in the third round of last year's state playoffs. Lee Central had a top 5 ball club all year last year, but their season was ended, they felt, prematurely against Keenan, which went on to win the state championship for the second year in a row. But this year, Stacy, at the Lee Central Gym in Bishopville just this past week, a different story as Lee Central ended Keenan's season by a final of 74-71.
At the buzzer, I do believe, last second victory there at Lee Central. Kind of shocked the state. I was at Disney with my kids. I got a text about that game down in Florida.
67-64, beg your pardon,
Yes.
Lee Central over Keenan.
Yes.
Baseline jumper off the back iron. And it is Bennett Wilson with another board. He'll lay it off left side. Notorious Booker. Credit Wilson for the assist.
The notorious Booker off the glass. He really runs the floor well. Is he a point guard? Can I call him the notorious PG? I will anyway. That's what I'm calling him.
Newberry trail by 7 at the end of the first quarter. They've cut the Lee Central lead to 1. Now, number 15 for Lee Central, Shaquille Lovely turning into the lane and fouled.
Got hit on the top of the head by number 42, Trey Miller.
So here's Shaq Lovely at the line. Too strong on the first foul shot. More substitutions. The Newberry student section continues to applaud their Bulldog team. Stacy, I'm gonna have to put Shaq Lovely on the all-hair team too. He's got a good thing going up top.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. He's busy, very active. Some kids with some really aggressive hair.
Newberry getting out and running. But the driving shot no good, and Lee Central able to limit Newberry to 1 look on that trip.
Yeah, good job. Battle of the boards. The boards have been important every game we've done. The rebounding edge went to the team that won the game pretty much every time.
Strong move to the hole by Lee Central's Tyrell Hicks. On the other end, Newberry looking at a Lee Central 2-3 zone defense. Stepping in, floating it up, and getting it to dance home. Notorious Booker.
Notorious. Duran Duran song also, I do believe, back in the day.
A turnover by Lee Central. Here come the Bulldogs, 3-on-1. Head fake, a little hesitation, and a foul.
Got his man up. Hey, the lost art of the head fake. Hey, listen, the head fake literally would move mountains. Look at that notorious
1-2.
Booker. He used all the rim and finally found some twine there at the end.
4 times off the rim before it dropped on that pretty floater by Notorious Booker. Floated it up with one hand. And now we've got Newberry with MJ Wise at the foul line, but we will have a timeout first. A fast-paced first half of play in the 2A Boys Upper State Championship game at the Bilo Center in Greenville.
Full timeout call by Coach Laverne Knox, and he really is getting after one of his players in that huddle right there, and saw something he didn't like. They give up a lot of slashes to the basket on this end. Newberry has really done a good job of attacking the rim and a little bit of matador defense at times from Lee Central, and that's not the way Coach Knox coaches.
So the arena has settled. It's quieted for the first time during this game. The crowd here has grown throughout the course of the day, and Stacy, after this 2A boys game is completed, the Wade Hampton Generals will take over this building. Their girls and boys teams playing in the state semifinals tonight. Both Wade Hampton teams playing here at the Bilo Center this evening.
And they're right down the road. Greenville area school.
That's right. And Wade Hampton's boys team won the state championship a year ago. So Wade Hampton basketball fans are living large right now. And we're getting a good look at MJ Wise, senior guard for this Newberry Bulldog ball club. Now running the baseline is Shaq Lovely.
Gave him a timeout. He's right at the 5-second point almost. He gave him a timeout.
Got the timeout call.
30-second.
We're tied for the first time since the opening tip. It's 22-all. Lee Central 21-3 coming in under head coach Laverne Knox. And I was leaning toward Reggie McLean from Keenan for the best dressed head coach, but I'm thinking Laverne Knox may have stepped into that role.
No, sir. Laverne Knox coming with the old Deacon look right there, and with the matching tie and kerchief there.
Yeah, the handkerchief is a nice touch.
Oh, yeah, the old Deacon look is going to win every time, I promise you. Laverne Knox rocks that. We've seen him in the state championship games before rocking that look. It works. It's classic.
Lee Central with playoff victories over Batesburg, Leesville, Bloom, and Keenan to reach the Bilo Center. And I mentioned Newberry's victories over Liberty, Eau Claire, and Carolina.
A scrum.
Knocking down the jumper is Jalen Alexander.
Pressure, his pressure defense, full court trapping pressure now by Newberry. They're trying to up the ante and get the tempo of this game up. And there it is, it works again.
Good reach in by Wise. Alexander. 2 shots coming up. Here's that last jumper by Jalen Alexander.
Out of the rugby pile up comes Jalen Alexander with another jumper by him. And now he's at the line, but to add to his point total. But you're going to see this pressure now. They found this works. If Lee Central can't handle it, they're going to apply this pressure until they find a way to solve it.
Short on the free throw. Alexander, 6'1" and a junior. Tell you what, Stacy, these two teams got to be awfully well conditioned to get up and down the floor like they have. We have not seen much half-court offense in this game.
No, we have not. And they get up on the backboard and going to get it.
0 for 2 on the trip for Alexander. Now from the corner, open 3, a contested 3 rather. Backside rebound controlled by Lovely.
He was passing the ball that time. Let's see if they give him 2 shots, but he was definitely passing the ball out to a 3-pointer. Oh, he's shooting 1-1 anyway, though, but no shooting foul.
I believe it is a shooting foul.
But they gave him 1-1. Oh, it's the 10th foul.
That's right, it is the 10th foul. 6 fouls on Lee Central.
You talk about experience, though. Lee Central has 9 seniors on their roster, Emerson. Newberry has 1. Big difference in experience here.
More substitutions for Newberry.
And reminded of that because Shaquille Lovely is one of the 9 seniors on this Lee Central team. There's a Newberry fans trying to make a little noise there. Distract Lovely.
Another substitution for Lee Central as well. Quincy Slater was in the game briefly, and he checked back out for the Stallions. Hakeem Richardson in the game, and another charge call. Boy, we've seen a lot of charges.
Yes, we have, because these teams both attack the rim, and some of the smarter defenders are going to slide over and just accept the punishment because they're not stopping. There's no stop in these teams. Shaquille Lovely, again, I keep mentioning the senior-laden team at Lee Central. Will that experience pay off? That was just a smart veteran play that time by Shaquille Lovely. He's not a high leaper. He slid over and just took the punishment and got his team the ball back.
(24-23). Newberry has rallied from a 7-point deficit to take this lead. Lee Central to move back in front. Might have been partially blocked.
It was.
Newberry with Alexander laying it off, and a travel call. That'll give it back to the Stallions. 2:33 left. Stacey, when I say we've seen a lot of charges, that doesn't mean just in this game in particular. I mean in all the games we've seen at the Bilo Center this weekend. Seems like there have been a lot of charges called.
Yeah, I agree with you. And travels. Good traveling. A lot of traveling and a lot of charges.
So Lee Central to inbound, length of the floor to travel. And the inbounds pass comes in to Ramon Henry. A steal by Wise after the pass was deflected. Nice look in front, the bank shot for Booker.
The notorious PG gets the ball off the window again, Emerson. This young man's a natural scorer. Doesn't start, but he's probably leading the team in scoring right now, I would venture to guess.
A 2-point Bulldog lead. And this is Lee Central's Ramon Henry picking up the dribble on the baseline. He lobs it out to Shaq Moses. Outside for a three-pointer. Back iron and a high carom on that shot by Hakeem Richardson. Bank shot is good for the Stallions. That's Moses. Bennett Wilson on the dribble, but he lost it out of bounds.
Off his foot. It's all about comfort, Emerson. Everyone's not comfortable handling the basketball. You got to know your role on the team. Everyone's not comfortable shooting. Impatient that time by Bennett Wilson. Decided to take a shot at a gambling for a steal that time as Shaquille Moses was yo-yoing the ball at half court, and that's just a foul you don't need. I ever want to foul somebody that far from the basket.
Shaquille Moses at the line here. He's a 5'11 senior. Second shot rimmed out, and how about the vertical of Jalen Alexander for the board, but a steal and a finger roll by Moses.
Good job getting a hand to the ball.
Newberry can't answer on the other end. And we have a Newberry foul as Lee Central started in the other direction.
Good rebound that time by number 20. There's Ramon Henry. Gets to shoot 2 free throws right now. Yeah, I think the scoreboard here reads 27. 26. Now they just added this 28-26 on the stadium scoreboard here, so it's 28-26. Should be 29-26 now.
Well, the score in the building reads 28-26.
But I think that last basket, they only got one. Looks like they only got 1 point. It was 26 up.
Yeah, it was tied at 26.
And then Shaquille Moses made a layup.
And there's a 3 for Newberry by Trey Miller. Baseline shot airballed by Walter Hill. And now it's Booker going the other way. Booker started a drive and got cut off, and he was fouled.
Notorious comes up big there on the drive, Emerson. Did he make both of those free throws on the other end for Lee Central? Was there 2 free throws just then? 29-29 is what we're showing here. Bringing in TJ Bullware in the game now, a 5'9" junior. Smart coaching by Chad Carey. Get some of his starters out, Emerson, for the next trip down the floor. Probably going to do an offense for defense substitution here.
Nice run out by Newberry's Bennett Wilson. Closing seconds of the half. Lee Central got to look at the clock here, Stacy. And that's halftime. And the bucket just before the half gives Newberry a 2-point lead. How about a 3-point jack from Jalen Alexander, the leading scorer for Newberry. Good action here in the first half of the 2A Boys Upper State Championship game at the By Center in Greenville, South Carolina. This is game number 4 of 6 games on tap for today. We're at halftime. Newberry leads Lee Central by 2.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to schsl.tv/SBP.
back here at the Bilo Center in Greenville, South Carolina, getting set for the start of the second half of the 2A Boys Upper State Championship game. A high-paced first half of play with Newberry leading 31-29. Newberry wearing the navy blue, Lee Central in white, and it was Lee Central leading 17-10 at the end of the first quarter. But Newberry rallied to take this 2-point lead with a late bucket just before the horn to end the first half of play. So it's a 2-point ball game, Stacy. We've settled very little to this point.
No doubt about it. A lot to be decided here, and it's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be an exciting next 2 quarters coming up, and I'm looking forward to it.
Three-pointer wouldn't go down. MJ Wise averaged 6 points a game during the year, Stacy, and he's played a terrific game so far, and now Lee Central turns it over.
Yeah, a little trouble that time, but MJ Wise very clever around the basket. Only senior on the roster for the Newberry Indians.
That's right, they've got 4 sophomores, 10 juniors on the Newberry roster. And they're playing a lot of kids, Stacy.
Yes, they are. They're going to be really good next year as well, obviously.
Side of the lane, tough shot right there. MJ Wise.
The senior exerting himself. There he is again. It's Reeder.
Steal by Reeder. Alexander to the lean in, and another charge call.
Don't get very many blocking calls.
Charges have outnumbered the blocks 4-1 this weekend, Stacy.
10-1. I don't recall too many blocking charges, calls, as a matter of fact.
Pressure by the Bulldogs. And an errant pass, miscommunication on the inbound. Newberry gets it into the block. Nice pass through the lane and a bank shot from down low.
Just a patient scorer. Jalen Alexander, he's patient on his jumper and patient in the paint. Took his time, knew he had 3 seconds to get a shot up. 2 pump fakes and he gets the layup. Good shot.
Short shot won't go down for the Stallions. Newberry's got it with Jalen Reeder. Over for 3 on the way. It came up short. Newberry tried to keep it alive. Reeder was fighting for it down there, but the Stallions go the other way. And their shot on the inside glanced off the side of the rim. Newberry running the floor, and they'll draw the foul.
Way to run the floor, Kaheem. Kaheem Praylow has batting up down the floor well all game. Again, he's always around the rim. His teammates know where to find him. And he just beat everybody down the floor that time. And they're lucky not to give up an and one that time because that foul was from behind. He could have got it up and in. But instead, he gets the 2 shots.
First shot bricked off the back iron by Praylow.
And that miss right there makes it a good foul, too.
1 foul apiece here in the second half. 6-0 Newberry run to open the second half. Make it a 7-0 run for the Newberry Bulldogs. Lee Central hurries the other way. Bank shot no good. And an outlet pass. Alexander. One-hand jam.
The tomahawk shot that time. Jalen Alexander gets the showtime. They just, again, outrunning Lee Central down the floor right now.
On the other end, Lee Central misses from 3. That shot by Walter Hill. Hill takes it right back. Hill crosses over, and he was fouled by Jalen Alexander.
But now you kind of get a feeling of how Newberry put up 90 and 100 points in so many games. They leak out, and they look ahead for each other. They're unselfish. It's hard to score that many points a game when you're selfish, and they're not a selfish team. Everybody who gets a rebound looks up, Emerson, to find a teammate in a better position, and they're pitching the ball ahead. And if you're not ready to run with them, you get run out of the building.
Three-pointer, Lee Central, no good. Offensive rebound, lovely. Swatted on the interior by Kaheem Praylow. And a turnover by Newberry will give it back to Lee Central.
A lot of back and forth right here. A lot of substituting early in the third quarter as well. Both coaches realize stamina and energy is going to be key down the stretch. They're resting players. They're liberal substitutions.
9-0. Newberry has outscored Lee Central here in the third quarter. And that has opened up the Newberry lead to 11 big ones. Bounce pass, top of the key for Lovely. Lovely works it in, took it into traffic. Tough bank shot, popped out. This is Trey Miller and another offensive foul call. Full court pressure again by Newberry. 4-on-3 now for Lee Central. Pass
nice
through the
pass.
lane. Yes.
That's just absolutely, that's lovely right there. That pass.
Ramon Henry. Henry got the bucket.
Yeah, nice. 40-31 though. Newberry out to a comfortable lead right now.
Newberry across the timeline with Bennett Wilson. This is number 4, Notorious Booker. And the putback for Newberry, that's 31, Jalen Lindsey.
One of the 2 Jalen's on the team, 6'2" sophomore. 3 Jalen's on the team, excuse me. There he is again.
First shot no good, the tip no good. And a baseball pass, beautiful strike. And now Lee Central works it in there, shot wouldn't go, but the follow and drops off the front of the rim. A couple of good looks for Henry, but he could not put it down. And now a foul on Newberry.
Yeah, that's number 22, Jeremy Summers on the reach around right there. He kind of bumped into the offensive player. And then as he did that, he reached around and grabbed out of instinct. I think he was losing his balance, but nevertheless, the foul goes to number 22, Jeremy Summers, a 6'4" junior. Newberry.
Inbounds pass goes into the back court. And Hill moves back to collect it. He'll be picked up by Trey Miller. Now it's Henry. Over to Hicks. Hicks jump pass. The hang and the shot bounced on the rim a couple, 3 times and dropped off. But foul shots here for the Stallions.
11-point lead now. It's time now for Lee Central to get some points up on the board right here because slowly but surely Newberry has edged this tempo to where they want it to be, both offensively and defensively, and they've stretched this lead out to 11 points.
There's Lovely. Just one of the members of our all-hair team this year.
Sir. Yes, sir. Very impressive.
In fact, Stacy, I've got 3 players in this game on the all-hair team.
Oh, yeah. They're representing in this game.
The foul shooter, Shaquille Lovely, is one of them.
But the man, though, is George Howard.
George Howard. I got him captain of the all-hair team thus far. Now we still have 2 games left.
Ain't no doubt. Somebody will make a challenge, though.
I've got Jalen Reeder, number 11 for Newberry. He's got the ball right now.
The Mohawk.
He's on the all-hair team also.
My 7-year-old son has rocking the Mohawk right now. It's the rage.
Lovely with the rebound. A muscle board for Lee Central. The Newberry lead is 9. Lob pass over to the left. Hill's got it. Taken away by Newberry. MJ Wise, another nice play. Newberry front court, beautiful passing.
That kid, Jalen Lindsey, gets off the floor in a hurry. Number 31 there, sophomore. Love his athletic ability.
Lee Central on the other end. Runner wouldn't go. Tip up was not there. And now a foul on Newberry. Bennett Wilson called for the personal.
You know, it becomes apparent that Newberry is playing about 10 players in this ball game. Lee Central's playing up 7 or 8. It is going to show up at some point, but they seem to have a lot more energy. And there it is again. They're bringing in 2 players right now. They're substituting almost every dead ball, Emerson. Keeping those thoroughbreds fresh over there for Newberry.
Newberry 4-3. Trey Miller.
Trey Miller hits the tray. His namesake, only a sophomore, another youngster.
Largest lead of the game for the Newberry Bulldogs. Head fake and a bank shot, low right by Tyrell Hicks. Work it around the perimeter, throw the head fake, step in for a 16-footer, yes.
Notorious Booker. Notorious baller right now. Instant offense.
One-hand pass, little one-timer, and the bank shot good from down low by Lovely.
Hockey turn by Emerson Phillips. Jump stop.
That's pretty.
That's pretty. That's where they coach it right there.
Jalen Reeder pulled into about 6 feet and knocked it down.
Jump stop, under control, right-hand floater.
Lovely circling in off the dribble, finds his man, and Hill draws the foul.
Yeah, Trey Miller that time got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Swiped his hand across the back of the arms that time of Walter Hill. He's fortunate again not to get in three-point play. You foul guys without really stopping the shot itself, just a silly foul. You can almost give up the three-point play every time, but Hill couldn't get it to go in and then misses the free throw. This lead is 14, Emerson. Easing away. And they substitute again. Every dead ball, Newberry's bringing in fresh players. They are obviously their intent is to wear down Lee Central, who's not as deep a deeper team as Newberry is.
Strong rebound by Prelo for Newberry. Bulldogs on offense. Wise fouled in the act of shooting.
They're going to call that on Ramon Henry, number 20, Emerson, a 6'2 forward. And again, MJ Wise, the lone senior on the Newberry squad, goes to the line. But he's aggressive as well. They have a lot of natural aggressive scorers on Newberry. Again, that's how you average 96 points in the playoffs.
MJ Wise has been very solid today, very productive. For head coach Chad Carey, I mentioned Wise averaged 6 points a game for the season, and I got to believe he's in double figures.
But if that was a sentence and MJ was really wise, though, the Bobcats wouldn't be doing as bad as they're doing. So it's a good thing that's a kid's name and not a sentence.
Shaquille Moses in the front court. Tried to get it into the block to Henry.
Over the top. That's a violation. The ball will go over now to Newberry. 15 points is the lead. They can take this lead up to 17 points right now. And a game that was hotly contested can be a blowout right this minute.
That's right. We were tied at 29 late in the first half. And since that time, a 23-8 run by Newberry. They got the last bucket of the first half. And they've outscored Lee Central 21-8 here in the third quarter. Big third period for the Bulldogs from Newberry.
Emerson, I count 12 players that have played for Newberry. That's strong.
And they continue to shuffle players in and out. Like you said, every dead ball just about, they're subbing at least one player.
Trust and believe me, it wears you down to keep going after fresh guys. And you losing a step and they gain it every time.
Prelo hits the second shot.
2-1-2. Full court pressure now by Newberry.
And the Newberry lead has bulged to 17 big ones. Near steal by Booker. Baseline 16-footer is air ball, too strong. Newberry's got it again. Booker make it Prelo in the front court. His pass deflected and collected by Henry. Nice look ahead by Henry. And an ill-advised shot with a mid-air back to the basket by Richardson. On the other end, yes, number 3, Bennett Wilson.
Timeout called, about to be called by Lee Central. 19 points. They run away and they're trying to hide now.
Newberry fans up off their feet in support of this Bulldog team that has exploded in the third quarter.
Waves upon waves of Newberry players are coming at Lee Central. And Lee Central's a good basketball team, but 12 good players is better than 5 or 6 good players every time, according to my math. Take a look right here. You can tell Tide team, look, they turn around, walking down the floor, jogging down the floor, talking to each other, the Lee Central players, while the players going on, jogging behind the play. That's fatigue.
And here's that pull-up jumper right side of the lane by Bennett Wilson, the sophomore guard for Newberry High School. And the Bulldogs are serving notice that they mean business here in 2012.
You know, I do a radio show in Columbia. Someone called it 2 weeks ago and said that if Keenan weren't in the way, Newberry would have a state championship by now. Keenan's not in the way anymore. Newberry might be about to ascend to that throne that they claim. I had a caller that said that, and this guy was prophetic. Keenan's out of the picture. Newberry looks very good. They look like a team with a state championship on their mind right now.
And we just received word from Florence that North Charleston has defeated Marion 66-55. So North Charleston awaiting the winner of this ball game going on in Greenville. Shot block on the inside, but a nice follow by Shaquille Moses. Tyon Williams got the block, but Moses stayed with the ball.
Good stick-to-itiveness that time by 00, Shaquille Moses. This kid's played hard from the jump ball to now. Been all over the place for Lee Central High School. Bennett Wilson, sophomore Emerson, does not start but contributes mightily.
Long three on the way, too strong by Hicks. And Newberry's got another board. Booker, front court, and a big-time collision with Hicks. And they'll get Hicks for one of the few blocking fouls we've seen in this basketball weekend here in Greenville. Final minute of the third, and Newberry has blown this game wide open.
And I believe it may get worse before it gets better. I'm just telling you, they're worn down, Lee Central. Lee Central's tough, and they're fighting hard. They won't quit, but they're getting run down.
59-39 is our score. And there's two more for Newberry. 61-39, Newberry on top. Closing seconds of the quarter. Shaquille Moses on the dribble here for Lee Central. Side of the lane, Hicks outside for Hill, and the three-pointer glances off of the iron, and that brings us to the end of the third quarter. A big third quarter for Newberry High School. We'll put 8 more minutes on the clock, and we'll come back with the fourth and final quarter of action of the 2A Boys Upper State Championship, only on the SCHSL Network.
We can get a player up here. No, that's good stuff. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the SCHSL network, go to schsl.tv/SBP.
Stacey Huff, we talked about the scoring potential of this Newberry team. They scored 117 in the round 1 victory. They scored 113 in the round 3 victory, and they scored 30 points in the third quarter. They led 31-29 at halftime, and you see the score now at the start of the fourth quarter. 30-10 Newberry over Lee Central in that third quarter alone.
They're going to try to put up 30 more right here, too, because they're going to keep the pressure on defense. They're trying to force the tempo and make sure that Lee Central doesn't even get upset or come back on their mind at all right now. Trying to take the game by the throat.
Going after the steal is Lee Central, and they're going to get an over and back call here, Stacey, which the Newberry fans do not agree with. They felt the ball was poked away by Lee Central's Ramon Henry.
I think MJ Wise touched it a little beat early. If he just would have waited to pick it up on the other side of the half-court line, he could have got away with that, but he touched it on both sides, I believe.
Bank shot off the window for Ramon Henry. Front court now, Prelo for Newberry. Throw to head fake, step in for the long two, no good. Jalen Alexander missed the jumper.
Followed his own shot, caused havoc, and batted the ball off Shaquille Lovely, and it's going to stay down on this end of the floor. Substitution, every dead ball, Emerson.
Trey Miller out. Booker back in for Newberry. Stacey, I'm not sure Newberry could slow the tempo if they wanted to. It's just not in their nature.
No. But they have guys who are natural scorers, Emerson, who know how to get their shots. And with Lee Central losing a little bit of energy on defense, the opportunities to score are there. They're going to take them.
And Newberry has taken a timeout with 1 minute gone by here in the fourth. A 61-41 Newberry lead. Boy, they just blew Lee Central's doors off in that third quarter.
They did. They blew my hair back as well. 30 points. That's strong considering 30 points, 31 points and a half, and then 30 points in a quarter. They showed you a little bit about what we talked about in the pregame. The fact that they will play a tempo that can get them 100 points in a high school basketball game, which is very rare. Lee Central cheerleaders gamely fighting on for the most part. They're waiting on something to cheer for right here. And Lee Central won't quit now. They'll keep coming hard, but it actually plays into the hands of Newberry. Newberry wants the tempo up, so the harder Lee Central fights back, that full court pressure defense is going to force them into turnovers. And it's just going to add to more points on the other end for Newberry. It's kind of a catch-22 for Lee Central right now.
Inbounds pass made by Newberry. We'll see if they can spread the floor a little bit here, Stacy. No need to continue to force the action, but there they go, right back toward the bucket.
Lee Central's forcing it to them. They're picking up the tempo and picking up the defense so high, they got to force the ball back to the baseline.
Another
so they're going to have to get layups.
For Prelo, and now a steal by Newberry, and another runner down the right side of the lane, that time Jalen Reeder. Newberry takes it away. MJ Wise comes up with it in the paint. Lee Central goes for the steal, and Hicks got enough of it to knock it out.
And this has the potential to become a bit of a train wreck.
It's got to be deflating for Lee Central. They were in this ball game. This was a nip and tuck game throughout the first half. In fact, Lee Central jumped out to a 17-10 lead at the end of the first quarter. So they really controlled the tempo, the pace in the first period. But since then, it has been all Newberry. They scored 21 in the second quarter and 30 in the third. And there's your 100-point pace right there, Stacey. They won't get there because they only had 10 in the first quarter. But once they got going, it has just been an avalanche of points.
Could have been a charge right there drawn by Prelo. They didn't call it.
Here's Newberry running. They don't pull it out. They attack the basket, and they draw the foul. Notorious Booker drawing the foul. He's a 10th grader, and he'll move to the foul line here for Newberry High School.
Yeah, they let the Greyhounds run now. No doubt about it. And again, the more Lee Central tries to pick up that defensive intensity, the more it's going to funnel around the world there. It's going to funnel Newberry to the basket, and they like going to the basket. Look at this wholesale substitutions. We're looking at 3 players.
Tyon Williams into the game. Reeder back in for Newberry. Bennett Wilson back in there as well for the Bulldogs. A little more than 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Lee Central puts up the 3. Hill couldn't knock it down. Wilson's got it for Newberry.
Looks like Prelo is going to get not 1-1 yet. The ball will be out of bounds this time. Next foul by Keenan, it'll be 1-1. By Lee Central, it'll be 1-1 for Newberry. You can't get that up on the inbounds. You cannot get that lob into the paint on the inbounds. 27-point lead.
Prelo scored that time for Newberry. Moses with an air ball on the 3, a contested shot. Taken away, however. And a lid on the basket right now for these Stallions. Booker, front court for Newberry. Reeder will try his hand, sure.
Why not? Why not? 29.
Here's Reeder, a member of the all-hair team.
Yes, sir. 2-1-2 pressure. Trying to force Lee Central to pick up the pace even more.
Stepping back for the long 3, another air ball. That was number 11, Reginald Jackson.
Mr. October. you know I was going there.
I wasn't going there.
I had to.
I was not going to go there.
No choice.
Lee Central with number 12. That's Walter Hill. No good off the backboard.
Headed for the 30-point range right here.
And now Chad Carey giving the run some clock signal. He's held up the index finger and he's waving it around. You can see the assistant coach for Newberry top of your screen doing the same thing. And that'll bring these Newberry Bulldog fans up onto their feet. They put up the three, and Newberry knocked it out on the rebound. So George Howard, also on our all-hair team, back into the game for Lee Central.
That's his consolation prize tonight. He always has his all-hair team to fall back on if the upper state championship thing doesn't work out.
Tyon Williams leaves for Newberry, and again, Newberry has substituted liberally in this ball game. Boy, keeping fresh legs on the floor has really benefited them. That's why they were so strong in that third quarter. Howard flips it out to the foul line to Jawan Thomas, just in for Lee Central. Newberry's got it back midway through the fourth quarter. And if you just joined us, this game was tied at 29 apiece. And Stacy, ever since that time, 41-12.
That's a blitz right there. That's getting run over. And now, Coach Knox going deep into the bench right now. Almost a little bit of a white flag right now. 3:43 to play, down 29. Lee Central will have a feather in their cap knowing they knocked off Keenan, though, which would have gone for a three-peat this year. They upset them down at their place at Lee Central, Bishopville, South Carolina. So that's definitely something to hang your hat on for this season.
I haven't seen North Charleston this year, Stacy, but it'll be interesting to see how they match up with this up-tempo style of play from Newberry.
They better be ready to put up 80 or 90, though, whatever their style of play is.
There's a steal by Booker, but then Booker had it stripped, and Lee Central touched it out. So 3.5 to play. And Stacy, this one's all over but the crying. I mean, Newberry broke it open into the third, and they have continued to increase the lead in the fourth.
It's been just ugly, and we kind of saw it coming early in the third quarter. They kind of pushed that thing out and haven't looked back ever since.
Little weave action right here with Booker and Wilson, and now Reeder moves baseline, floats it up. Oh, it danced across and dropped off, no good. But Reeder was fouled.
Get a chance to push this lead up to 30.
And Stacy, after some additional consideration, I'm going to put Tyon Williams from Newberry on the all-hair team as well.
With the box,
he's got the kid in play.
Yeah. They're going across timelines. You got the Mad Max look with the Mohawk there with Reeder. They go back to the late
Reeder's
80s.
Mohawk is unique in that it's kind of faded.
Yes. That's the way they're doing them nowadays.
Oh, that's the new look.
That's the new look now.
Okay.
My son has that same cut right there. But, yeah, Tyon Williams is going back to the kid and play days there with the old school flat top box.
It's a tall flat top,
yes,
though, Stacy. It's not one of the short variety.
Well, it helps him with his program listed height. Another inch on your program height. Yeah. That haircut right there. It worked for me in the 80s.
Booker smacks the rebound, and Lee Central takes it away.
Wow, nothing's going down.
Did you go with the box?
Oh, yes, sir.
Really?
I was one of the original box men.
I'm sure we got some photographs laying in the attic somewhere, right, Stacey?
I paid my mother money not to show those. she got to send her something every month for that.
North Charleston awaiting the winner of this ball game. North Charleston, your lower state champs for Class 2A. Lee Central's got some new players into the game. 25, O'Shea Benjamin. This is Benjamin in the corner. He'll step in, lose it up into the air, and Newberry takes it. And we will move to the 2-minute mark with Newberry on top by 30 big ones.
You could say that Chad Gary could put in some bench players, but he's played the whole team the whole game, so I don't know if there's anybody left to put in for garbage time. He plays everybody. So. The crowd chanting, they want Trey. Not sure who that is, but they want Trey. Apparently there's somebody. I can see a couple of guys on that bench that have warm-ups on.
Maybe it's 33. Trey?
Greeley Sadler. Oh, Trey, the number 33 could be. That could be Trey.
That's my guess. I don't know.
Well, they may get him in. The crowd wants him.
All right, here comes
put Tyon Williams back in with the box.
Tyon Williams.
You know what? Coach Gary knows he's in the running for the all-hair team, so he's giving him a chance to get some more camera time.
Yeah, Tyon Williams in the running for the all-hair team, not Chad Carey, although Coach Carey's is not bad. No, but
he knows that Tyon Williams is. He's giving him a run. Now 32 is in the game. Tyreek Gallman, first time he's in the game.
Yep.
He's rocking the old-school fade. That's the blended fade right there he's rocking. So
yeah, not bad.
They cross timelines. I like this. Newberry has a lot going on over there.
Maybe we can get a shot of Tyon Williams. 21 for Newberry. A tip in for another Newberry basket.
I think they're going to get that to T.J. Bulwer, number 12, the point guard that threw it up on the rim. I think he got to give him the benefit of the rim that time. Coach is talking to one of the kids in a warm-up suit. I think he's about to put Trey in.
A three-pointer for Lee Central. That's
there he goes.
Benjamin.
Here comes Trey. Here comes number 44. Number 10.
All right, we got a couple of kids about to come in that are not on our roster.
One of them is Trey, apparently.
Evidently.
The student body behind us back here has been chanting for Trey.
Yes,
sir. One of those guys is Trey right there.
And the Newberry student section behind us.
One of them looks like a little kid. One of them looks like he's about 12.
I'm guessing that's Trey.
Man, that might be Trey.
That would be my guess.
Yes. I need a dead ball. There you go. He won number 10. He said, get up. He said, get him up.
Newberry fans, look at the excitement on these kids in the stands, Stacey. They're happy to see these young people getting the ball game.
33 is in. That's Trey. Greeley Sadler, 5'10 junior. We have number 10 in, Jimmy Willingham, a 5'10 junior. And 44 is in, who's not in our program. Come on.
Over and back.
35 seconds to play here, Emerson.
.31 points, the Newberry lead. Final seconds beginning to tick down. Benjamin misses from three. He hit one a moment ago. And that was T.J. Bulwer, had it taken away from behind. Final seconds of the 2A boys Upper State Championship. All Newberry in the second half. And there's the horn. The Bulldogs from Newberry High School will advance to Columbia to play for the 2A State Championship. They'll take on North Charleston next Saturday at the Colonial Life Arena. Should be a good one, Stacey Huff. Big second half for Newberry. They outscored Lee Central 30-10 in the third quarter.
That's, again, a blitz. Congratulations to Newberry. See you next week.
All right, that's going to wrap it up from the Bilo Center for this 2A Boys Upper State Championship. Big second half for the Newberry Bulldogs. They played a lot of players today, and they really looked good in the second half. And they will take their show to Columbia for the 2A championship game against North Charleston next Saturday. Our thanks to the South Carolina High School League and also to our crew from Play On Sports. Friends, don't forget you can buy a DVD copy of today's game on our website at SCHSL.tv. For my partner, Stacey Huff, my name's Emerson Phillips. So long, everybody.